Alright, welcome back. If you're new here, this is my 1930 Dodge Coupe that we've turned into a pickup truck. We're calling it the Dirty 30. It's got a diesel engine, it's four-wheel drive, and it's incredibly long. So today we're going to change all that. In the last video, we built this bed for it. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch that video. It's a pretty good video. But in today's video, we're going to put this bed on the back of this truck. So let's get into it. Okay, in the last video I didn't show it, but I talked about it. I left some provisions in here to put some tie downs, and I bought these little D-rings that bolt into place. So I'm gonna put these in here, and that will give us a point where we can lift this bed up, because I can't pick it up by myself, it's too heavy. So first thing I'm gonna do is put these D-rings in, and then we can pick this bed up and get it over by the back of the truck. Jeez. Aggressive. Some grade 8 hardware. Alright, got them tie downs installed. I'm going to leave them a little loose so they can pivot around. I think they're going to bounce around, probably chip up the paint. Maybe I can put an old bicycle tube or a garden hose on them, see if that protects them. I guess I'm gonna get the cherry picker and pick this thing up. We're going mobile. She can lift an engine, she can lift a bed. Evidently the tailgate's got to go at the back of the truck. Alright, minor detour. I had to take the tire off so I could get this engine hoist in here, but set her down. Just got her set down a little bit on some 2x4s to try and get it mocked up into place of where I want it to sit. Turns out it does fit. Underneath the truck, you can see where the frame's gonna clear the floor by a good amount. That's exactly how I wanted that to sit. Why is it so long? That's what she said. Anyway, got the bed kind of sitting where I want it, just so I can get a good accurate measurement between the bed and the cab here. Plot twist, we're actually gonna cut this cab and we're gonna make this into a 4-door. That's gonna take up this space right here because 4 doors more, relax guys. Anyway, if you remember when I stretched the frame on this Jeep chassis, I left it extra long on purpose because I wasn't sure exactly where the bed was gonna sit in relation to the truck, and I didn't know where I wanted the axle to sit. So now that I've got the bed kind of sitting on here, I can get a good look at it and decide where I want it to sit. So next, I think I'm gonna cut this frame down a little bit, shorten it up so that I can get the bed closer to the cab. Cut it, clamp it, strap it, bop it, twist it, pull it, weld it. With that all welded, next thing I want to do is make some fish plates to go over this joint, just like we did on the front of the frame when I extended the frame in a previous video. So next I'm going to cut some metal to make a fish plate. Four of these are going to go on either side of the frame rails, kind of like that. Just going to weld those on. Got all four of those welded on there. It should be really strong, definitely stronger than the welds that they put on from the factory. Anyway, I think next I'm going to throw the bed back on so we can start looking at how we're going to mount the bed to this thing. When I first stretched this, everybody said, man, that thing looks really long. Now they're probably going to say, man, that thing looks really short, because you can't make anybody happy. But let me throw this bed back on and see what we can do. You guys ready for this? Bam! Looks pretty sweet. Oh, I'm super excited. It's starting to look like a truck now. I just got it temporarily set into place with some 2x4s underneath it. I think I'm still fine-tuning where it's going to sit up and down. If you look, the bottom of the bed comes to the top of this little panel that runs along the running board, and I think I'm gonna have to make another panel that's going to extend out onto the bed. And I want the bottom of the bed to be flush with the top of this panel so that I can just make this with a break in it. So I think I need to raise the bed up a little bit, like probably a 1/4 inch or so, but this thing is looking sweet. Next thing I want to do is build a cross member, and it's going to go from here up to here, over and down. Connect the two frame rails together, and that's going to give me a point where I can mount this bed to. Probably going to build 3 cross members under here. I guess let's start on the first one. In an effort to make this thing as strong as possible, as simple as possible, and function, I'm going to make it out of some 2x3 rectangular tube. This is 1/4 inch wall thick stuff. Let me cut some of this. Got these pieces all cut, drilled, and prepped. This is kind of what it's going to look like. I'm just going to weld it together. Measure twice, weld once. That thing welded up super nice. Got some rainbows on it. I did 2 passes on it because it was so thick. I guess now let me see if this will fit under the truck and tack it into place. This baby is hot. Oh, please don't fall on my face. Like a glove. I know it's probably too hard for me to show underneath the truck because there's not a lot of room, but next I'm gonna cut some brackets out of this piece of tube, and these are gonna weld to the bed, and then this part can bolt to that cross member that we just welded in there. It'll be easier for me to show you once the bed comes off, but next I'm gonna cut these brackets out of this tube. Got a couple of brackets right here. These are gonna get welded to the truck bed, so I guess I'm gonna do that real quick. I don't know how well you can see or not, but I just temporarily welded those brackets up on top here. They're tacked into place. I'll finish welding them once I take the bed back off. So that's gonna hold the front of the bed in place. Next, I wanna work on making a mount for the middle of the bed here. And originally I was gonna put a cross member in across the frame rails right here, but you can see there's already a cross member right here. So I thought it'd be pointless to put another cross member 2 inches away from where this cross member is. So I'm gonna put some brackets on the frame right here. And then these other brackets are gonna go on the bed like that. And then you bolt the two together. It looks something like this. And I can weld that up there. And that should hold the middle of the bed. Moving on to the rear bed mounts, I'm gonna make them similar to the middle ones. These are gonna be made out of some more of this 2x3 rectangular tube. So I'm gonna cut a bunch of these out real quick. Got these rear brackets all cut up. These are similar to the other ones. This is the upper. It's gonna sit on top of that like that, but because of how tall this is, I wanna add some strength to it. So I cut these little pieces. And these are gonna get welded in the back like that. And then I can weld these on the truck. 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a thumb war. Cut them, weld them, bolt them. We do it all here at the bracket factory. I'm gonna bolt these together and then weld them into the truck. Hey, from down under. It's gonna go about right there. Okay, with all those brackets just tacked into place, I'm gonna pull this bed back off of here, unbolt all of these, and then I can fully weld all the brackets. Then I can put the bed back on. In the last video, you guys said I said epoxy too many times and you're gonna turn it into a drinking game. So in this video, I think every time I say bracket, you can take a drink. Going up. Weld it. Those are all welded, they look really good. Before I stretched this frame, I welded this piece of tube in here just to keep the frame rails the correct distance apart, but I don't need this here anymore, so I'm gonna cut this out real quick, then I'm gonna throw the bed back on. Judo kick. Weak. Going back up. Going down. No, we're not. All right, bed is back on. It's bolted into place. Looks really good. I'm happy with that. It shouldn't ever go anywhere. Are we done though? Heck no. The next thing I want to do is get those fenders on, and then I want to make this little piece that's going to extend the rocker or the running board right here so that the bed looks more complete. So I guess let's work on the fenders next. Just threw the running board on here real quick, and you can see what I need to do now. I need to modify the fenders again. I need to make them wider because the running board's going to end up right here, which is about 1.5 inches away from the edge of the fender. So I'm gonna have to widen these fenders 1.5 inches, and then I can extend the running board, and then we can make this piece that goes right here. Okay, just finished that fender up. Don't let YouTube fool you. That took me an entire day just to weld that and grind it and hammer it, dolly it. But it's wider now, so I'm gonna clamp this back into place and keep going. All right, with that pretty much centered over the tire and sitting about where I want it to sit, next thing I want to do is extend this running board to fill this gap between the running board and the fender here. So I guess we'll do that next. Template. Got it. Bend it. Yeah. Yeah. Weld it. Grind it. Okay, that piece is gonna go right here. I'm just gonna weld this to the running board. Okay, that's welded in, and I bolted it to the fender. Next, I'm gonna work on this panel right here, but in order to do that, I wanna shorten this piece because I don't like how it sticks past the cab here. So I'm gonna take this off, cut that, shorten it, and then we can make a template for this panel right here. Something like that might work. Now I just gotta make this out of metal. Three, two, one, go! Ha! Yeah. Yeah! 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 Something like that. Sometimes you don't have to be good, you just gotta be lucky. Now I'm just gonna weld this to this, and then I can drill some holes in it so that I can bolt this part to the bottom of the bed here, and then this panel should be all set. Okay, got that welded and ground down, and I also went ahead and I welded a little lip on the inside of it here. I don't know if you can see that, but just to make it look more complete. That's basically gonna wrap up this whole area. I think it turned out really good. Just like Noah's Ark, there's two of everything on this truck, so I had to do the other side. I did that off camera since you'd already seen me do it to this side. It was basically just a repeat of that side, so here's this side all complete. My whole goal when I started this video was just to get the bed mounted, and now it's mounted and the running boards are extended, and I think they turned out really good. I think it definitely looks like a truck now. The thing looks pretty tough. All in all, this thing's shaping up to be pretty sweet. Everything I've been doing keeps turning out better than I expect in my own head. Eventually I'm going to build a steel bumper for the back, and that's going to fill this area in down here, so that'll be a video one day. And I'll also build a steel bumper for the front, but not sure what I'm going to do in the next video. Maybe leave a comment below what you want to see. There's a ton of work that needs to be done to this thing. It's almost been 1 year since I started working on this thing. It's hard to believe that this started out as a car, and now it's a diesel-powered four-wheel drive pickup truck. Nowhere near completion yet, but it's definitely come a long way, which is pretty impressive, I guess. Speaking of year-end recaps, YouTube provides a year-end recap of what you've watched over the year, and I watched mine, and it said I was most likely to build a custom car or truck and drive it around. I'm not sure how they came up with that, but pretty good. Must be AI. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. As usual, thank you for watching, and watch out for more videos, and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.